my name was called and I came forward to give my talk to the crowd. I scanned the crowd and there would have been 200 people there, and they're all leaning forward and they're eager to hear what it is that I have to say. I'm there to talk about my vision for the program that I'm going to be offering. Next thing I knew, my heart was pounding out of my chest. There was a whooshing in my ears. My knees were shaking. My palms were sweaty. I opened my mouth to speak and all I got was a click. To this day, I have no idea what it was that I actually said in that moment. But what I did know is that I was having a panic attack. And what else I knew was I never wanted that to happen to me again. I walked into a dragon's den. And I walked into that dragon's den unprepared. I did not have the skills and I had not honed my weapons. I was defeated by that dragon. And what I said to myself that day was, that's never happening again. And so I embarked upon a quest. And my quest was to become a dragon-slaying public speaker. In that journey, I have actually discovered how to become a masterful and confident public speaker and to slay that dragon. I have discovered that there are 3 keys to becoming confident and masterful at public speaking. And I know that just as I can apply those keys, so can you. And we can all become confident and masterful, dragon-slaying public speakers. It's interesting that I have never actually considered myself to be lacking in confidence. I've always taken the opportunity to speak when it's come up. I've spoken in front of thousands of people. And yet, each time when I look back, I have had these bodily responses of anxiety in that moment. But it wasn't until I'd hit rock bottom that day when I was talking to people about what I knew, what was on board in me, the stuff that I know. It should have been easy. When that happened, I've gone, no, enough is enough. And I decided it was time to make a change. So I did go on that quest and I did uncover those 3 keys of becoming a dragon-slaying public speaker. So brace yourselves, folks, because I'm going to share them with you. Key number 1. The first key in becoming a confident and masterful dragon-slaying public speaker is to actually dive deeply into the genre. Learn about public speaking. Get the theory of how you do it. I've done this in many ways. I have taken university level online courses which have given me really good high level theory about how to public speak. I have read every book I can get my hands on. I've done a Udemy course as well with a public speaker who writes speeches for presidents. And I have watched people speak and I've analysed their speaking. And in doing that, I have got a really good sense of what it is to actually speak publicly. Your first key, learn about the genre. The next key is to practice. The only way to get good at something is by actually doing it. So I urge you to practice. I had my own personal experience of not improving at communicating by not actually communicating to improve. I'd been trying to win a promotional position, and in interview practice, I would journal. I'd journal my answers, write. I'd have great written answers. In the end, I became wedded to the notes that I wrote, and I didn't communicate with my interviewers. That bottomed out when I went to an interview and I was so stuck with those notes, I could only read them, and they tried so hard to get me to speak. And I just couldn't bring myself to answer those questions and deviate from that crutch that was sitting in front of me. I changed things up when I had that light bulb moment that said, ka-ching, this is not how you get better. And I lined my daughter's dolls up. I made a brainstorm or a mind map of the ideas that I was going to use in my interview and practiced speaking. I won the next job that I went to interview for. Clearly, you have to speak to get better at speaking. Key number 2. And the third key to you becoming a dragon-slaying, confident and masterful public speaker is to grow your confidence. This doesn't happen by itself, and if you let confidence go and you don't actively grow it, then you risk it atrophying, and that certainly happened to me. I have learned that to become a better public speaker, a confident public speaker, it's really important to public speak in different environments. So take all the opportunities to grow your confidence and plot your progress so you can see how far you've come. And when you do that, you actually are growing your confidence because you can see that you're getting better. It's such a confidence building thing to plot progress. It's also confidence building to shift your comfort zone. So speak in small environments, nurturing environments, but grow them. Don't stay in your comfort zone for long. Keep shifting that goalpost so you become more and more confident. And finally, I also use other confidence growing techniques that are not specific to public speaking. So I'll do things like use affirmations, use talismans such as crystals to actually go, this is where my power is. I will visualize, I will use box breathing. And all of these things help to calm the nervous system and create an imagery in the mind, a sense of confidence and power within yourself so that you are confident across your whole life. I am. And you can apply it to public speaking as well. I went from that person who had a public speaking anxiety attack to someone completely different. Fast forward from that moment, 3 years later, I stand in front of a packed black box theatre in the Fish Trap Theatre in Mandurah, in the Performing Arts Centre, and I give a 30-minute speech without notes. And I have the audience in the palm of my hand. They are leaning forward, listening to what I've got to say. They're even laughing at my jokes. That experience was phenomenal. I'd walked into the dragon's lair and I had my sword sharpened. I had my skills honed. And when I walked in there and I took that dragon on, I slayed that thing. I was so high from having achieved what I'd done that I was high for 3 days on that. It was that, that karaoke high, and I carried that with me for days afterwards. And therein became my new addiction to public speaking. You too can become a dragon-slaying, confident and masterful public speaker. You simply have to work within those 3 keys. You have to learn about the genre, you have to practice speaking, and you have to grow your confidence. And when you do those things, you will develop that skill and you will develop that capacity and you will become stronger and more capable and more confident and masterful. We can only become better when we put our focus on becoming better. And if you want to improve yourself, if you want to become a dragon-slaying public speaker, then apply those 3 keys. And if you want to do that in an accelerated way, come speak with me. Angela Tomlinson Speakers.